That's
but
cool.
I was so bummed out. But it ends pretty awesome. Like, I was really happy.
I hate when shows fucking end. It's so depressing.
Yeah, dude.
What about this? Whoa!
Well, you
5,
need to
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yesterday,
Ba-da-ba-ba-dee-ba-ba.
all my troubles seem so far
Ripping up
away.
blue
Whoop,
hair
whoop, whoop, whoop,
crime.
whoop. Wildly
Yeah, I don't
uninteresting
remember the rest of the song.
podcast.
I don't know
Episode
why.
number 133.
What, 33?
With the originals.
He broke it.
I've been waiting for this day.
He broke it.
I've been waiting for this moment. I took the motherfucking batteries out
You
of my goddamn
cocksucking
pocket.
bitch.
Why would you ever do that to me? Yeah.
You'll get yours.
Yeah. How you like that?
Why would you do that?
I was so jacked. I could not wait for you to push the button.
It's like I
could
hate
not
you
wait.
for it, but
Give
it's
me
funny.
the batteries
No.
back. Come on.
No.
Adam's
You
got his
can't have the
moment.
batteries.
Let
Look
me-
at these. I was so jacked.
Fine.
Welcome back to the show. This is episode 133 of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast with Adam, Ian, and Sarah.
Uh-huh.
Look at her, she's mad.
The original cast of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast without a guest, which is
Yes.
sad. I hate when we don't have a guest.
I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
Do you care about? I was wondering, is there something that Ian, is there something that deeply to your core you care about? I mean, aside from which, maybe you don't care about that, but aside from family and loved ones and your wife, stuff like that. Is there anything that gets you going? Like something that truly you give a shit about?
Esoteric knowledge and aliens.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You would dig real deep and
Oh, yeah.
very...
Like, that, yeah. Because I thought, that's one of the main reasons that, I never killed myself.
Yeah.
It's just my curiosity for that shit.
For the
I
world.
can just dig. And, there's so much to still find.
Right.
And even though it's
like endless
it might
silence.
not ever lead anywhere, but I'm going to find out.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
that's
dude.
I worry too about pretty much everything I do, digging like that, or my thoughts of the world, because we all have thoughts. It's exactly where I'm sure Christianity come from, and Buddhism, and ancient alien theorists and shit like that. It all all these thoughts, even cults, all these thoughts are what we make up in our head, and then is anything truly real? If you get down to the end of the road and you realize, oh shit, I've been, chasing a dragon that doesn't exist,
Yeah.
would that bum you out? Or are you comfortable knowing that at least throughout your life you had a goal in mind?
Yeah, I'd be cool with
you
that.
worked for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have the goal in mind, and then everything that you learn along the way, even if it ends up leading to nothing, it changes you and makes you a better person.
Right.
Assuming you're pursuing things that are actually of value.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I'd say not having expectations for what you're going to find, just be
Yeah.
searching for the sake of knowledge or whatever you want to call it.
Because within the that realm of aliens and esoteric knowledge, in the realm of that, I'm sure there's a lot more knowledge, and you learn more than that. Yeah, because you're reading more often now.
Yeah.
You're researching more. You're opening your mind. You're expanding a lot of things. It takes a lot to read about that, to understand it, comprehend. So I feel like that would bode well for you as you get older. It keeps your mind going. It keeps you, you know what I mean? So there's more that you learn than just, say, if that you get down to the end of the road and then you realize that, well, it was just a mindless thing.
Yeah.
That's what I always get into things and I want to do them, but then I play out all the way to the end and I'm like, well, what's the end game here? Am I going to make... I think money fucks me up too, because I've always been taught that if you're doing something, it has to be of monetary value. So if I play the end game out in my head and then there's a small chance or a big chance that I won't get paid from it or it won't be profitable, then I'm just like, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to do it anymore. But
Well,
how do you shut down the thought of, well, I guess you just said it. You know that you're going to gain knowledge. And
yeah, because
you're
I used to
changing.
have the thing where I wanted to do everything for the purposes of money. It's like I wanted to be in a band. It was like, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money on it. And
yeah.
eventually, once you get your ego shattered hardcore in that way, it kind of just becomes, I'm going to do this because I like it.
Yeah.
And then I also have the whole idea of if you just do what you love, then the rest will follow.
Right.
Yeah.
That most of the other shit will just, I don't know, you'll gain it. And I try to remember that too, because there's people that I watch that I really think highly of, and that's Like the
Blake
I always
Shelton.
fucking forget his name, dude.
Blake Shelton.
No.
Yeah. That's
Does that know who you're talking about?
No. What's the guy from Family Feud now that he runs Family Feud? We bought his book, Jump.
I don't know.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Steve
I-
Harvey.
I
All I
love
could
that
think was
guy,
Steve
dude.
Martin. Not
Every
the same
every
guy.
time he says that, he was like, I'm just good at telling jokes. Find what you love and just continue that. The money will follow. And everybody else that I watch, but I'm like, is that some mindless fucking thing that they've sold us, or did have they always had the opportunity to make money from these gifts that they've always had? Because I looked at somebody last night. I was like, Jack
Specific
Black.
person? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jack
Nope.
Black
Maybe I'll
seemed
just
to me.
listen.
I thought this was odd. Jack Black seemed to me like an outcast of sorts, right? He played goofy music. He was a goofy fellow, very comedic, right?
Yeah.
And then just somewhere along the line, he got roles. Like what's the one where they're in the record shop? That movie.
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. Shit. He just got roles that were just they're fitting, right? He got very lucky and all that shit. No, I found out that he's been in this shit and in talent agencies since he was like a child. He's in an Atari.
Like a little baby.
Yeah,
Little
he's
baby
in
black.
A 1987 Atari commercial for Pitfall.
He looks exactly
He's a little
the same.
baby.
It's adorable.
I could see it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I've always thought, like, did
I
I
had the same voice.
did
Yes.
I miss my chance as a kid? Like, because not all of us are born into a family that think that that's an option, or music is an option, shit like that. These people are born into it, and then it's just a job to them. They're like, I've been doing it my whole life. It's nothing big. Just
I've been working at Target since I was 2.
Right. Yeah.
but it makes me wonder, like, should I feel bad for not achieving things that I once thought were achievable, just because like I didn't have the opportunities, I didn't have,
Well, and people would always shut you down. I mean,
Yeah.
of
No,
like, oh, you shouldn't be singing.
I think you should only feel bad about not accomplishing things if you didn't accomplish it because you gave up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Other than that, fuck it, man.
Fuck it. Yeah, I always did that part about like looking back and being like, fuck, I missed the chance there. But you only know, like they say, you only know the history when you can look back at history. You can't know history while you're living in it.
Right.
So it's weird.
Well, and that's like he said, like not giving up. Like, I don't think that there's an age that you should stop trying things either. Like if
Right.
using Jack Black, like if he still wanted to be an actor and play music and whatever, and he was like, well, fuck it, I'm 43, I'll stop. Or he's probably in his 50s now, but I'll stop because I should just give up. Like, you have to just keep going. I mean, if you really love it, that should be your motivation for doing it, is just to enjoy it.
What about that old
Exactly.
dude that I sent you? He does those stupid mock commercials. That old guy.
Yeah.
And it's always about like Sunday football and shit. He's just a realist, like a commercial realism, whatever it is.
I know,
I'll
I
put a
saw
link
some.
in it. It's fucking great. I'll send it to you.
It's like if iPhone ads were honest with you, if condom ads were honest with you.
Yeah,
They're
but he was
great.
Nice.
he's an older man once he got into that, because he had always wanted to be an actor, but he became a father and then a grandfather, and he was just like, well, one day I'll do it. And he's from Canada, so he ended up like, well, I'll give it a shot now. Since they're moved out, I'm retired, I'll do it. Older man. And these commercials fucking blew up. Like
Yeah.
he's on like Comedy Central, well known now. And he blew up just because of these commercials he decided to go do. And you wouldn't see this kind of commercial from like an old man like this. So they're
Yeah,
even
he's-
funnier.
yeah, he's like very well dressed. He's all grayed out. He's got to be in his 70s.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But that's what I always look at that like, well, I guess because a lot of the actors that I like are in their 30, later 30s, mid 40s, stuff like that. And that's when they got started. They didn't make it big. They did small roles when they were younger, but never made it big. And I don't look at like younger actors as like, those are fantastic dramatic actors and well-versed and all that. I
Right.
really look at the older cats like they've done it. Like look at them, their performances are just amazing compared to the younger.
There was the dude, I can't think of his fucking name, but he's the guy that played Dooku in the Star Wars prequels. Christopher something, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, he was talking about like certain younger actors that just come in and they just want to be actors, and then they play a certain role, but they don't learn the behind the scenes crap. And he's like,
Yeah.
you have a 5, maybe 10-year career ahead of you if you're lucky. But the dudes that come in and they're like, oh, I want to learn the sound and and all the video crap, and I want to get people coffee, and you're just there for the experience, they have a long career.
Yeah, you're there for the
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad it was Christopher.
Yeah.
I would have so bummed out.
John Frank.
I don't know shit.
Us as humans, though, man, we're so good at like giving advice, because I tell everybody, like, don't do something, don't do something because you need like the money to do it, or you're looking for a specific outcome. Do it because you truly love it. And it's like with the electric stuff, I can honestly say that I didn't love working for somebody, and I figured working for myself was better, even though I didn't in the long run want to, use tools the rest of my life and break my back, right? So it's like, but this will help me with an outcome. But, the further we get down the line and the more jobs we have to take on, and the stress and the pressure of like getting them, it's like, I'm just, am I working my way into a hole, or am I working for that larger goal?
Both.
Yeah. It has to be. But it's a weird process, because you have to go through that tough period, because you don't know the history when you're living in it. You only know it after the fact.
Right.
So
Plus, I tend to think like in terms of Bob Odenkirk, because now he's a household name. Everybody loves the guy.
yeah.
But even looking back, like when he was on Mr. Show,
Yeah.
like that shit was brilliant. But nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, no one did. That's wild to me.
Yeah, because when I look at that shit, it's like some of the best stuff that's ever been created.
Right.
But HBO kept giving them terrible time slots. Nobody knew what it was, and it made it through 4 seasons, which it barely broke 34. I think it had 36 episods
Yeah.
total.
Damn.
That was 4 seasons.
It's crazy. God,
So-
I didn't know there were so few episodes. Of
Even
that.
going through Genius like that, it's
How can you?
it takes time. So
Yeah.
continue to bust ass, but maybe relax a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's I'm gonna have to do that, and then say relaxing a little bit. So I text Sarah like a few nights ago. I was like, hey, could you do without me for like a month, just a month? And because I had this thought, I
said
was like,
never.
I don't know,
Never,
like,
never, nen.
when it comes to shit like that, I feel like I'm kind of talked, because like I won't allow myself to do things that I really want, because I know that they're irrational, or they're something's gonna suffer
That's
in
why
order
you
for
have
me
to
to
do
do
it.
the thing. Yeah. So I thought about like for a month, just like driving until like just wherever the road went, I'll just drive and go, and then I'll stay in these shitty motels and or in my car, the fucking van, whichever I decide to take, and
Yeah.
experience
A
stuff.
little
Even
bit of both.
yeah, take
Maybe
my
take a
tools
tent
with
with
me.
you.
Yeah, tent would be nice.
Yeah.
And just drive and for a month, and not have my cell phone other than for emergency and GPS,
Yeah.
shit like that. And
That's what I told him. He should get a phone that nobody has the phone number to.
Hell yeah.
So he can call for emergencies. He can use it for GPS
And order pizza.
and order pizza.
Definitely order
Absolutely.
pizza.
Yeah. If your fucking tent rips, you can find a Walmart and go buy another one or whatever.
Walmart.
A Walmart.
But-
Because
Yeah,
of
that'd be
this.
awesome. Because
Yeah.
I mean, the idea of with your thoughts and stuff, you tend to not think surface. So if you
Right.
want to go deep, you got to take time.
Yeah.
And
So
go to
fucking do it.
a deep place too. It's what the only bad thing about this is, if I get in those modes in the vehicle, which is most of the time it's where I'm alone and in solitude in a sense,
Yeah.
they're always interrupted by coming home.
Yeah.
And then the stuff you have to do at home, and Sarah, and then they're always interrupted at work and the people at
Always
home.
here.
Like, so it's always an interruption to a mindset that most people don't like. Most people run away from, but I like to
Embrace that shit.
Yeah, and then like soak in that. It's not so much of a depressive state, but it is a very dark place to most people. Most people would
Yeah.
be scared of that place.
Yeah, because I mean, the idea of going there for joyful purposes, it's like, why bother?
Right.
You're not going to bring anything of value back.
Right.
Ooh,
That's
this is deep fun. No.
Deep. Why is it deep?
you got to go just like
You're
way
gonna go
down.
deep, where it's dark.
Because I'm
and
thinking like,
damp.
whenever, like if I have an hour to myself, I think I can go an hour deep.
Yeah.
And it takes me like 10 minutes to even really begin
That-
getting to where I want to go.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that hour, it's like, all right. So, Lynch said, the guy taught him one time, he's like, if you want to get an hour of painting done, you have to have 4 hours of time.
Dude, so true.
So, yeah. So if you want to go like properly deep into thought and experience and stuff, you need a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I mean, to like the normal perspective of things, that's fucking nuts.
Right.
But it'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't, when I was telling her, I was like, I may not need a month, but allotting a month that I could possibly take if wanted to.
Right.
Especially if it's like during a slow time and I'm not so stressed that we're missing out. Yeah. And just leave and with no like there's no goal in mind too.
No goal, no real direction. You just kind of on a whim. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go on this road.
Yeah.
And then when you feel it, you just go another way.
Yeah. Just whatever, wherever.
And then maybe after 2 weeks, you're like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm
done.
good.
Time to go home. But if not, you got a month.
And
That's
that's why I
right.
figure just have it be open-ended. I mean, you say a month, but you could even do 6 weeks. I mean,
Yeah, like if you really feel like you're getting there, you're accomplishing shit. So
fuck yeah.
I'm gonna take an extra week or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
as long as you
Well,
need to. I told
Me
him,
and you talk what?
Oh, I told him, like, I know he wouldn't ask that question if it wasn't important.
Right.
So whatever you say at this point, yes.
What's like when Matthew McConaughey, like while he was writing his book, he took all of his journals and he just went into the desert, I think, for like a week or two.
Yeah.
And he just was like, all right. He told his wife, he's like, I need to do this. He
Yeah.
just went and did it.
That's awesome.
She's like, I've been waiting for you to tell me this.
Yeah.
And, so
It's
do it, man. If it works for McConaughey, I think you'll be all right.
And so I think that's rough for anybody. And a lot of people, like I guess Joe Rogan said before, a lot of people, and I don't think just men in general, but we live in a state of quiet desperation.
Oh, desperation.
Yeah.
And where we just have to like do the road we're on and shit like that. Because I thought about it on the way home, and I've asked her a bunch. I'm like, should I just go back to a company? All this stuff where it's comfortable and stuff. And I thought about that, like, because I was seriously giving it thought. I was like, I could do that, then I wouldn't have like the extra stress that it takes to be a company owner and self-employed. But then I thought, like, with all the what are they called, like mental issues that I go through, where I get like locked into these states and shit. Every company I've ever been with, no matter how good of friends they said they were, no matter how close they said they were, when it got to that point, every single one of them turned their back. Every one of them. Yeah. And I mean, turned their back to a point where they didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And most of them now don't even text me. They don't call me. Nothing. Because I opened up to a point where I was like, this is what I really deal with on a day-to-day basis. This is where my mind is. And this is what my past did to me, you know. And that none of them are, and majority of the time that holds true for people. Not everybody is that can handle the real life.
Right.
If you think like your long-term journey, it's not going to be filled with a lot of people in the long term.
She said that.
Yeah, you get people that I'm here for a chapter or two, and then I'm out. It's like, as long as you don't harbor resentment and they don't do anything to fuck you over, it's fine.
Right.
Because I figured like the likelihood of you being a big part of what they have going on, pretty slim. Yeah,
I always
doesn't
thought,
matter.
You know, some people, you could be like, oh, this is my best friend ever, and then you just kind of grow apart. Like, people just serve their purpose in a moment. Not everyone's purpose is to be in your life for an eternity. Indeed. I mean, it's difficult, especially if you want that connection and stuff, but
it definitely sucked early in life.
Yeah.
Like when you first start experiencing it.
Yeah.
Like, these people are dropping it. Fuck, man. But yeah, as you get older, it's cool. You have her, you have me.
That's right. Well,
that's all you need.
Said, you
Say
only,
it.
Brock kids.
Say it. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's that she was saying that like you only have like one or two that are truly like there for you, friends, and you might not even get that, which it is a shitty situation to deal with, and it is hard to overcome that feeling of shit, you know, it's a bad feeling like fuck, nobody's here. And that's why I tell you, know, there's even people that I've texted and went on, you know, trying to rekindle that friendship or whatever, and it just, I mean, there's nothing there, and it's a sad realization when I don't know, you feel alone, and then with the company stuff, you feel even more alone because you don't have all those people you normally work with, and but I think it would be beneficial, like going away and trying to figure out like me, because I don't feel like most of us try to figure out ourselves. We have kids, or we work this job and that's our identity, and then you know, we might have a hobby or two, but that's our identity, and then they don't get to go further, and they're locked into that for 18 to 25 years if you have a kid. And then so it's like, how many of us actually know the person that lives within us, that person that we lock down? Like,
not very many.
I wouldn't say so, man.
He said the other day that like he wished that he had taken more time, like not in relationships, and like just by himself, learn himself, and that's what I mean. I know we're married, but by all means, fucking do what you got to do.
That's that's why I spent a lot of time like before Casper and I. It's just like, all right, fuck it, man. I'm gonna see what I'm about.
Yeah, definitely.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, for sure. There's always time. You just gotta make the time to do it.
Yeah. But I think the insecurity. I think a lot of us are like this. But my insecurities as a child and stuff. And I told you I wish I never got into physical relationships as young as I did, and all that. Because a lot of us that have those insecurities, like I buried those into women that I met. Right?
Buried them in guts.
Yeah, that pussy.
I had to have somebody to, and that's the other bad thing, especially if you have goals in mind and wants, needs, and then that person that you decided to bury your issues into, they don't fucking like reciprocate. They don't give you assurance or reassurance unless they love you like you do. I mean, you're willing to reassure me, 1,000 times a day, which I know gets boring as shit, But for me,
find exciting ways to do it.
Just make signs, making banners.
I've been waiting for this.
But for me, that's what I think. Those relationships, a lot of them, quite a few of them, were to just cover up that hole of insecurity, or like, fucking give me fucking reassurance and all this shit. And when they always fell short, I always, took it out on them and said it was their fault, never looking at myself, I get the blame all that on these stupid whores that I dated, and not all of them. If you're one of them, not all of them. And then the two in heaven.
Stupid whores don't listen to this show.
One of them.
I wish they would, though, right? We had a wide audience. Get it?
It's just like burying things in that hole.
Is it front or back?
Both.
Either one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, simultaneous hole burying.
Whatever will allow me to stuff my insecurities inside of it.
Yes.
Front, back, top.
Hole outside.
See, that's a young man's game.
Yeah.
Now that you're in your 30s, you're an old bastard.
I know.
And you're like, I'm gonna face myself.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Even, like, think about it. If you're listening to this, which I know there's only like 20 of you, but if you're listening, how many of you, put it in the motherfucking comments, how many of you have turned the mirror onto yourself and looked inside of you, and you truly can say that you know all of your all your downfalls, all your flaws, and you've come to grips with every dirty little fucking secret inside your head and inside your soul? How many of you? Not many. I don't think. Because I haven't, and it's scary for me. Because I know I got a lot of fucking shit down.
You're so self-aware, though, also. So it's like a daily thing that you're turning the mirror on yourself and looking. I think, anyway.
I think some days
feels that way.
Yeah.
It'd be beneficial to smash that motherfucker sometimes. I don't ever think about shit
like that.
I know that's what I told Sarah. I was like,
why.
I wish at times that, like my memory is really good of my past and stuff. And I don't know if a lot of it had to do with trauma and shit like that, but my memory, I can remember shit like I was there, right? And I can relive it in my head.
He can remember like pictures on the walls, what people were wearing from when he was a child.
Baby, dude.
I have no recollection of childhood at all.
Yeah.
Do the Jordan Peterson thing where you just write that shit down in as much detail as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe one day,
It's a good idea.
Oh, and then you'll see it, and then you can process it in a different way than it just living in your head.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. I think it living in your head processes in an entirely different way, for sure.
It's like it just bounces around in there. It doesn't ever get fucking filed away.
Yeah, there's a lot of fleeting moments.
Give it a home.
It's a great idea. You need to do that. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it on air.
I just, I think about that. But going away and like that actually scares me too. And I think I can always use the excuse of, I got to do the work and I got Sarah here and stuff like that. And whatever. It makes me nervous to fucking what if I, find something that I truly dislike about who I am. I probably will, right?
And it's gonna be there regardless of whether or not you face it. So just fucking do it. It's always
gonna be there.
Yeah, I think facing it would make it better for you. I mean, you can't process things if you're not looking at it. Yeah. That's why I always said that I didn't want to do ayahuasca, is because I don't know what the fuck's down in there. I'm happy the way I am. I'm good.
I've destroyed as many of my demons as I feel I need.
Yep, the others keep me going. I'm fine.
not bringing the other ones.
No. Such a... I don't know. I've thought about that, though. But that's my spill for the episode, which lasted almost 30 motherfucking minutes. My fault, dude. I didn't know it was going there.
That's good.
Didn't know it was going there.
You should take your trip and make it a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's such a good idea. Fucking do that.
Yeah.
He'll always find that excuse. I tell him every time, and he's like, well, we've got jobs coming up, or, oh, we need the money. I'm like, the money's fine. It's, don't stay gone for a fucking year, but,
right.
We'll
do what you need to do, come back. And
fuck yeah, everything will work out just fine. So, but he's got to get himself to that position.
I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
I assume it's not me.
No, I know. I'll turn mine off. There you go. I think there's some stuff like with the electric back here.
Can you hear it in the recording?
No.
It doesn't matter then. That's what I was wondering last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
No, I listened to those sections that you can't. So I don't know.
Well, I see.
It's weird.
Fuck it.
But I think it's because of all the fucking playback shit we got. Wait until everything's wireless.
It's our friendly, homely ghost.
I've always thought that too. I'm like, there's definitely a ghost that fucks with shit back here.
Because it doesn't do it all the time.
Spoopy Larry.
Spoopy.
And once I was setting everything up, one of those things come flying off and hit the table. That's what that sound was a minute ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of those things.
Man, last night we were sitting around the house, like we do, and there was this loud, thud, bang thing outside. Bang. And, she looked at me and she was like, the fuck was that? I don't know.
Yeah, go look.
Yeah, I figured it didn't affect what was happening, so I didn't really give a shit. I was like, all right, I'm going to go get a shower now. So I went and I got a shower, and I was laying in bed, and she came up, and she was like, I think that noise was a wreck, like a street over.
Oh, man.
She was like, look out my window. And there were a bunch of fire trucks and police. And,
damn.
Yeah, it was nuts.
That's fucking awesome. Look, that's why you always look, because you never know. I look outside all the time. I know what it sounds like when people drive into the yard. And I'm like, oh, what am I saying? I will never move as quickly as I do as when someone has driven off the road. I tell you right now, I am at that fucking window, dude.
If you're ever going to be in the neighborhood, have a sound ready that sounds like a car driving off the road. Yeah. Yeah. Just in case something else is happening, like if you're getting raped, just play the car. I think Sarah's there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea.
I was watching a video. I don't know if it's from the people that you sent me, but it was about a movie called King of Cups, I think. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've watched it because I've never heard about it.
It's about tarot cards.
I think it has the guy, I forget his name, but I'll put it in there.
David Icke.
No.
Damn.
But it's about the director. The whole movie is impromptu. So it's improv shit. The whole movie. And then there were certain times, pretty much every night, that he would give the actors and actresses a GoPro or a camera to carry with them when they went out on the town and shit. And they could take video of whatever they were doing and them in the limo and shit like that. And pretty much everything in this whole movie was impromptu, bro. And at the end of it, he didn't know what he had until he put it all in the editing program. And then he built this movie from the thing. Because I think
that sounds fun.
Yeah, the story's about a movie director or some shit, and just the life of that, and then failed connections, and then him being with women just to try to fill something he can't. I don't know. I think it'd be an interesting movie to check out because there's a lot behind it.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And that just even more makes me think you need to record everything you do.
Yeah.
When you go on your excursion.
I thought a cool video would be, a cool video project would be filming, what it feels like to be a drug addict, either a using drug addict or in withdrawal. Because I think that, how David Lynch uses noise and camera angles to drum up this like, oh, uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
You could really play on that in that, because a lot of that with a drug addict in recovery or in withdrawal and using, it's all like this internal battle, and it feels so, the world on the outside is so calm, but the world on the inside is this raging fucking fire. Yeah. And I think that you could really build something beautiful within a film from a shitty situation.
Yeah, that's a beautiful idea. We need to do that.
I think that would be cool. Yeah.
Who's going to be the thing?
I'll do it.
I just say I would say, but anybody that I think has used drugs and has at least withdrawn from drugs.
I don't know that I really want to volunteer for withdrawal. I didn't think about that.
Right.
You would just be acting it though.
Like, would it be?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Would it be like a perspective of like a singular character, or is it like a collective type thing?
The only collective I think would be if we did the using drug addict, the people that he got it from, or stuff like that, because they're very minute. I was also thinking like when it comes to interactions, like you can see the person talk, so maybe there are characters, because I thought like, and put me in the position, and then like if Sarah was talking to me, well, when you're using, you don't care about nothing else but the drug.
Right.
So the camera would show Sarah like talking, and I can't hear nothing but this like high pitched quiet ring. Yeah. And then it's like that all the time, and I can't hear, and then I only hear that it cuts in on the end of her conversations, and I just would unknowingly just say yes or no, or whatever. And stuff like that. So I think the interactions would be minimal, because it's all about self and the seeking of the drug.
Yeah. Okay, so like the dialogue of the other person could essentially be whatever.
Yeah,
it's not going to matter anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
For sure.
I was thinking so. It doesn't really have to be much. And it could be over the course of a few days, or you could turn, a 30-minute hour video into like the whole process of using and withdrawing, or just one or the other.
I love that idea.
But
don't give gold to the world.
Yeah.
Map it out.
I'll map it out. I won't forget. They don't get it.
Come on.
Gold to the world.
Not premature gold.
I don't know what that means.
It's
Y'all
the night.
motherfuckers in these sayings.
The Knight of Cups is what it was.
Oh, okay.
And then the guy that it was Kierkegaard.
Kierkegaard.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Existentialist?
Yeah. That depressed bastard.
There you go.
Let me see him.
Was it Soren?
Oh, it's not
Soren Kierkegaard? Is that his fucking name?
Yeah, I don't know the first name. I saw Kierkegaard. That was hard enough for me to say. But yeah, that's I thought that would be interesting. I also thought it'd be interesting to research Soren Kierkegaard. Kierkegaard. Awesome.
Yeah. Have you put any thought into the philosophy crap that we're going to have with Danner?
Yeah, unfortunately. See, I come up with, because yours is more modern, like Camus.
Right.
Camus would be a nice one. Is it Camus?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
God damn it. That's what I was
bet you a punch in the nuts.
No, I guarantee you're probably right. I would just read his name like Camus, or whatever. I know that he's
Albert Camus.
You don't get one.
Why?
It's just them. I don't care about you.
You can have one.
I don't have.
You should pick one anyway.
Yeah.
A rebellious one.
I figured.
Like, fuck you, bitch.
That's right. I want to fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
One.
The only reason I was picking theirs is because I asked him like, "Do you all want me to pick or whatever?" And then I think Danner, he was like, "I guess you could pick me one." I'm like, "Why don't I don't have to? I was just asking."
Right.
But I was looking for like something like that, but I kind of want to research ones that aren't on like a list of like well-known, everybody knows their
so not
quotes
Plato
and shit. That's the one, because his was more like historical, like ancient, right? And I was like, I don't want Plato. I don't want, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I got some for you.
I can picture the son of a bitch. Like, he's an old ass dude, and like he tends to be like he's just like a curmudgeonly like old man, and you can tell like he hates everything and everyone. Schopenhauer?
Schopenhauer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you should
Is he
take
the
him.
stoic guy?
He's not the stoic guy, but I feel like his shit would fit within that.
I don't even know how to spell Schopenhauer. I can see the name, but
I feel like it's CH.
It's SCHOTENHAUER.
oh, okay. I'm at H. SCH.
No, he's fun.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you.
Thanks.
One day,
He's a German philosopher.
Casper and I were sitting around the living room, and like she was like to my left, just being all like lively and happy and doing her thing, and like to the right, I was watching a Schopenhauer video, and it was just bleak as fuck. So like I pulled out my phone and I got a video of like, I was like, over here, depression, over here, joy, and then it turns out she did the same thing because she thought it was ridiculous.
It's fucking awesome. I do remember this guy. I feel like I've learned about him in some class or another.
Yeah. That's the one for Danner I wanted to pick, because yours, I was like, you were saying like who you wouldn't agree with. So I was like, I don't know. I think you're apt to possibly agree with most of them, in the sense that after you read it and you're able to think about it, that you would agree in the sense that like you can understand where they're standing.
I may not choose this path, but I can see it.
You can see how it would be the thing, you know. That's and then the historical or the ancient one for Dana, I was just like, man, there's just so many great philosophers through our time that would be amazing to dive deep into. But no, I'll pick you one too. But are you going to do Schopenhauer?
I'm cool with Schopenhauer.
You should give Danner a guy who, like, whenever you look at the ideas, you're just like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Because that's the only way that we'll have any chance with him.
I was thinking, like, I know that it's supposed to be like a podcast, right? That we do. Yeah, I'm going to be silent probably the whole time. I'm the worst at stuff like this. I'm not good at it.
The philosopher that, remember I was saying that like the absurdities of life, that was his main thing. And I can't think of him right this second, but I was going to. But like the absurdities of us sitting in chairs, you know, cutting a tree down and making it a table so that we can eat food that we kill, you know. But that philosopher, I really enjoy the way he does, because I walk through life a lot feeling like I'm not so much, like I've been told I'm a human, but like what truly
like, prove it though.
What is being a human, or what is being a table, and what differentiates the two. And then, you know, just so I always feel like when I go into a grocery store, how absurd it is that you have all these ads running and everything's built just to catch your attention, and we sell these things and there's all this inflation shit. It's just so absurd to be a human in the 21st century. It's absurd.
Yeah, it is.
It's absurd.
Weird.
Well, it's
or is it the 22nd century?
We're in the 21st.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't think anybody does.
I couldn't explain it, but if it's a 2000, it's the 21st century.
Oh, okay.
If it's a 19, it's the 20th century.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I couldn't explain it other than that.
It's like when humans get a hold of a Platonic idea, like, all right, here you go. Here it is in its prime form. Now humans humanify it. Or whatever.
That's that's the one I like the most, because I do feel like this life is a lot of made up bullshit just for our brain to comprehend the truly absurdness of all of it. It's just so crazy. Yeah. And we have built these fucking I don't even know what you
monuments.
Call it. Yeah, we've done systems and fucking that you have to like. We all think we have to be a part of something and group and whatever, and it's just so fucking stupid. And then most people don't even take the time to realize the thing that they're doing, and most everything they could be doing is fucking stupid. Everything that you could possibly a path you could possibly choose, whether it's, you know, kids and you believe that you should be this good father or a good mother, and you should have these great jobs where you sell insurance to people because their lives depend on it, and if they don't buy the insurance they die of fucking cancer because they can't afford it because they didn't get a good job from the college they went to, because we all have to go to college to get this debt. And we all pay taxes for no fucking reason and all this shit. And then somebody tells us what we can and can't do. And then we can travel here. We can't live on this land or fish on that pond or whatever. Yeah. This is everything that you could possibly do, and everything that you are doing is fucking ridiculous, and it's stupid. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the end. Yeah. You can make up modes of thinking and Christianity and all this other shit that make it make sense. But let's face it. You don't fucking matter, neither does your profession or your kids. Nothing fucking matters.
Definitely not the kids.
Yeah, fuck the kids.
I hate to say
not
it.
Like literally.
Fuck the kids.
Fuck them. But it's not so much. I'm just saying a lot of people, they have kids because they need that meaning. And then that's their fucking you know, that's their
Identity.
Sistine Chapel is the fucking kid, even though he's a fucking retard. You know what I mean? That's what they put their life into.
They're really bad at making chapels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad at making fucking Lego
Sounds like you might be in the midst of an identity crisis.
Oh, I think I've been in a fucking identity. I've been in it since I was like 12.
Balls deep in that shit.
Since
Tell
he was
me.
12. 18-year identity crisis.
Yeah.
19-year.
That's a obvious. I just think it's absurd and that's why I think I'm trying to teach myself that it's so absurd, because I think about wanting to go away for a month, but I have all these modes of thinking that it's like, no, I have all this responsibility and it depends on me, and really the fucking machine would roll without you, bro. Get on and go. You know what I mean?
Your co-pilot is telling you that it'll be fine.
I know.
Hell
Fucking go.
But I'm
Are
trying
you
to
afraid of
teach
the road,
myself.
bro?
I think we all are.
I'm not afraid of the road.
You're
I don't give a
afraid of the
fuck.
road.
What?
You're afraid of the road.
I'm not afraid of the road.
Go on the road
How dare
right
you,
now.
sir?
Let's go on the road right now.
Well, I don't have any money saved. So.
No, I say do that shit. I mean,
My co-pilot says we're fucked if I do that.
yeah.
We, sir, are fucked. That's what I fear too, you know, like I told you before, it's like the money and stuff. Like I fear that, and in reality, I know that we quite possibly would. And I could, like I said, I could always take my tools and do these side jobs and shit like that on my quest. But then doesn't that defeat the purpose of getting away
No.
from your entirety?
I
That's
mean-
doing your thing in another place, and then you're expanding your ability to exist outside of what you know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's making sure that that's not what you're doing the whole time. You're not driving cross country and
Just
working
to
in
do
other
that.
places. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
don't
do.
be a traveling electrician.
Right.
But you might learn something.
For sure.
We talked to,
Just don't put the focus
oddly
on that.
enough,
Right.
craziest thing in the world, a Vivint technician came to the house. The motherfucking, his name was Nick. He works for Vivint in Louisville, Kentucky, and one of the coolest motherfuckers I think I've met
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah.
Like, as far as like an outside person that you just didn't expect to be that person. I think he even texted me, because they call me all the time, like, we need to come upgrade your panel. I ignore him. This guy, though, he was like, my name's Nick, I'm trying to come out, whatever. I was like, I texted him back and said, well, is this cool, Nick? And he never texted me back, but he called me. It was definitely cool Nick.
Yeah.
He was fucking awesome. He had traveled and lived with Mormons in Utah. He went to Texas, Austin, Texas, lived there for a while. He lived in, what's the place? Weird people live there. Portland,
Portland,
Oregon.
yeah.
Shit like that. Coolest dude ever.
He's
And
been
he-
everywhere.
and he preaches to his kid that they need to travel and do, especially while they're young and shit. And I'm like, well, I think I missed that opportunity. For one, I did live a crazy life and I got experiences, but I never went outside of the realm
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
So
Well,
I want to, he was talking about it, bro, and made it seem like the fucking shit to just like travel and
Yeah.
be and do and not
be
have a
able
plan.
to experience other things, whether you have the plan or not, like just experiencing other things. It's always been some of my favorite stuff I've done in my life. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the craziness that I lived was awesome, and you know, I wouldn't change that. But being able to
Right.
go other places, even if you're just doing normal shit there, it's, I don't know, it's just
different.
cool
Yeah, there's
to
something nice about it.
yeah, expanding your horizon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. You should do it.
Oh, I know.
Definitely do
I
it.
really think I'm going to, because that guy fucking. I think that's probably where that seed was planted, because that guy was just. It was an interesting guy. I never expected some technician from Vivint, which seems like a boring company, apparently
Right.
isn't. And this guy was just. I was like, I want to meet your whole family, because they all have to be. You know, if you married somebody and had kids, I believe that you found somebody that matches you in a certain sense. And he was extremely happy with his life that he has now in Louisville. And I was just like, wow, dude, like it was enamoring. I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know? So I'd like to do that. I think a lot of us would like to do that, though. I think we all should try.
Fucking do it.
I
It's just-
agree. Well, and now, I mean, you never had the opportunity because you have to have money to do it. Like, you didn't ever have that, what I guess, like, safety net that you need, or even
Yeah.
just the paycheck to paycheck to be able to do it. Like, and you've got that shit. So I say go.
They
do
got a
it.
little cushiony
I
boy.
think so.
Yeah.
Dude. Just tell like the customers and shit, like send them somebody else on them out.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going on vacation.
But I
See you
got
when
a
I'm
question.
back.
I'll tell them we're booked a month out.
So
Yeah.
I got a question for you, for people who listen and stuff like that, because I have friends. I don't really talk to them a lot anymore, but that have built these like great lives. Don't get me wrong, amazing lives, right? They get the job and stuff. They did the thing that people are supposed to do.
Right.
If you're not watching, fucking air quotes, right?
Look at this
You're
air quote
supposed
motherfucker
to.
right here.
Yeah, quote like a son of a bitch. All right, so
Crab
they did
hands.
what happens when say the company you invested in, they just liquidate and all assets, and they're like, we're getting rid of all this. Just one day you walk in and there is no company to go to, right? Or the housing market crashes like crazy, like 2008, and then the home that you live in, that's taken away and foreclosed on for whatever reason because they shot interest rates way up. Can happen. Or just a natural disaster, because all of that's more possible than a lot of those other ones. It can happen at any
Or
time.
your idiot kid burns the place down.
Right. Like, that's what I think is a question I think we all need to answer for ourselves. Like, do you have something else other than all those things, if they were to burn to the ground, that could make you feel like living was worth it? Or are those the only things that make you you? Are those materialistic, surface bullshit things?
Right.
Because let's face it, do you know anybody who feels fulfilled at a gas station? Or I didn't feel fulfilled at a fucking electrical company, you know?
Right.
And I feel like I was doing.
I used to work with a dude. He's done security and shit, and he's a complete moron. Like hands down, not a bright human being.
Okay.
Never seen a brighter smile on a human.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He's happy. He's
I
got his
was
friends and
always-
family around,
Yeah.
and he's just,
Good.
it's like, I like being with people I love. I
Yeah.
like helping out. This is what I do.
Every job I've ever had, I was happy at, for the most part. I guess at CBH at the end, but I was just exhausted with getting up early is really what that came down to. But working at fucking Sam Goody, working at Buybacks. Oh my God, I did that shit 3 different times. Like the fireworks store, like I always just enjoyed it. I was around people I liked. I got to help. I got to just kind of bullshit and talk
So I
about
say
things
I wish
I
I
liked.
could be more like you.
Yeah.
Like that, and not remember certain things and be happy and comfortable in the situation. I wish, like I do wake up most mornings envying the fact that you can do that. And that's, I guess you have to have a partner that you know, they compliment you.
Right.
In that way.
But you also have to acknowledge that that's her path, and yours is this stupid ass drawn out exploration thing.
Right.
A hard ass self-imposed road.
Right.
Yeah, because that's why I told her. I said, and I swear to God, dude, because I know most people would listen, oh, you overcome things, and they tell you it's good and shit, but internally it feels like it's just fucking so dark and shit. And I told her, I was like, I do apologize, and I know it's not as bad. I know life is a lot better than I'm making it seem, and I know it's a lot easier, and I know I've had situations where I was allowed to, you know what I mean, that most people wouldn't have gotten. So I've had that privilege. That's the word I was looking for. I've had privilege in my life, even out of prison. I had privilege in there to get out as quick as I did and shit like that.
Right.
And I know it's not as bad as I'm making it seem, and I know I'm being dramatic in that sense. I always apologize for that. But I guess it doesn't matter how good it seems on the outside to somebody else. It's what's happening
It's how it
internally.
feels to you. Yeah. It might be fine to me, but it doesn't feel fine to you. So therefore, it's not.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
You can take the time to work your shit out
Yeah.
and do things, but
Right.
it's like this dude I used to work with, Rob, always said, don't be a bitch about it.
Don't be a
Yeah.
bitch about
Yeah.
it, bro.
You can feel your feelings, communicate them to people, but don't be a bitch about it.
Fuck yeah.
I do wish to, I'm going to say it's going to sound bad for anybody who has a mentally challenged person in their family. I also,
Like retarded?
yeah,
One
I've
of them, they're
also
retards.
have in the past vocally said that I envied those people because of the fact that it doesn't take but a motherfucking butterfly to make their day.
Power Rangers.
They're always fucking smiling at something.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't think I've ever seen a retarded person cry about anything. They're just always happy.
I don't think so.
You
Yeah.
fucking
Unless somebody
anything.
like comes up and just actively
Like
tries to make their life shit.
Knocks their books out of their hands or some
right.
shit.
But yeah.
They're
Yeah.
always like the birds say.
But that's our perception. Maybe beneath that smiling
Ah.
exterior is
Hurts.
a well of feelings that they don't even understand.
right.
And their
right.
face is just frozen that way.
That's how I told her, I was like, it gets exhausting acting to people because at this point, like, and I've done it to people. I've like tested the waters to be like real to people who I don't know or whatever. And I will openly tell anybody like what I'm going through. But I told her, I was like, it's getting fucking annoying to put the smile on, or to, I don't know, to listen to their conversation and then that material surface bullshit, be like, yeah, I fucking got a new truck as well and blah, blah, blah.
Man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, so it feels like playing an RPG. Like,
Yeah.
like whenever you're low level. So you say things are going to make the characters help you and like you.
Yeah.
But you need to accept that you're a higher level and you don't need all of that shit.
Right.
And I mean, you don't have to be a dick about it, but if somebody's saying something you don't care about, just hit them with something that you want to say.
Yeah. Just
Don't play their shit. Make them play your shit. Yeah.
Usually, I've done that to friends that I've had and stuff that I want to be on a different level as far as that's concerned. And you can ask her, blank fucking face, and then they'll walk away.
Yeah.
And you know who I'm
Good.
talking about
Yeah,
specifically.
absolutely.
It's not like you want them around anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
They have
people are
just
saying
flatlined.
shit, and they're like, I don't care what they're saying. I'm like, man, you ever think about who would win between a crocodile and a bigger crocodile?
Bigger
They're like,
crocodile
yeah.
every time.
And if they chime in and go with it, then great. But if not, then they go the fuck away.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pretend anymore.
That's right, man.
Fuck yes.
That pretending to eat you up on the inside.
God, the pretending is exhausting.
Yeah, fucking stop
Can't
that shit.
do
You
that shit.
fucking phony.
Phony.
God.
Phony.
I
It's like,
can't do all that.
You know how hard it is to make people like you, and how straining it is to say things that are gonna make fucking stop it. You poser ass bitch.
Poser ass bitch.
Be yourself and let people hate you.
People wouldn't hate you anyway.
Maybe.
Most
maybe
people,
not.
like you specifically, no, people aren't going to hate you.
Well, I find it best to just prepare for people hating you, and
Yeah.
then whenever they don't, it's a
Ah.
pleasant surprise. But whenever they do, you're in the mindset to like, yeah, this is what I expected.
That's pretty much it. No, that's something though I wish that that you're always super happy about. Yeah, no, like I said, it makes weird noises the entire
It is
time.
like a release of air.
Yeah, I thought there was like a smoke machine in here.
Yeah. How weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've tried to figure it out.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Did you just do that?
Yeah.
Oh, you nailed it.
Oh, I
man.
know. That's what I was like.
Sound man.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, you fucking nailed that one, dude. There was something I was gonna fucking say that but I forgot what it was, so this is just pointless for me to say that. But it was something about what you were talking about, how you were always happy with the jobs that you've had and shit. And that's like, you're always happy and comfortable in that. And I think that I want more out of, and I think a lot of us do want more out of what we're doing and what we feel like, we're giving to the world and shit. And in reality, like you can't want more than it can give. You know what I mean?
Right.
It can only give as much as it has.
I think, though,
don't try to make it something it's not.
It's
Yeah.
like we just have different expectations out of life. Like, this is just fine to me. Like, but
Yeah.
you enjoy things differently. You like to do more things, and I don't even know how to say it.
He's on that path, boy.
Yeah,
that
it's just different, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, fucking do your shit and do it your way. I mean, that's all you can do. I think.
Document it would be fun to do.
Oh, I
That'd
love
be
that idea.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Because
That
I mean,
would be
there's
fun.
the potential to where like you discover something, and then you have a documentation of that.
Yeah.
But then if you come back empty-handed, you're like, I went out on this journey and I'm just as lost as I ever was.
Yeah.
That'll be a relief to people.
Yeah.
I'd like to watch something like that instead of it
yes.
always ending happily. We're like,
Happily. Oh,
I
I made
fucking
it to
found
this
myself,
mountain.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
I
better.
went and- my pants are all wet and I don't know anything.
Something else I'd want to do, especially with all three of us, since we are in our 30s, is because I've thought about a lot of things that I would tell a younger me or in somebody getting into their 20s. When I first got my first job, I was making like $950 or some shit, and I was working 2 other jobs to take care of like the apartment I had and the bitch girlfriend I had that turned into my wife, like that shit. And then I chose to use drugs because that felt better than the hard time it took for the work. And that's what I would like to tell people, that like, just keep working. It gets better. Like, this is a small period of time that works and builds into something you can make $120 an hour eventually and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you could come up with, and she can come up with, things that you would tell somebody younger than you, like in their 20s or just getting out of high school. And that would be a cool video for people. Like, I think,
Yeah.
but shit like that.
But I also think, like, how much is it going to affect them? Because I mean, if you had told yourself, hey, man, don't do those drugs and get into that shit, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. How weird.
Yeah. So, I
It's
mean,
so
really,
weird to
I just
think
think
about this shit.
the best advice would be just follow your gut. Don't fuck it up too bad.
Everything in moderation.
Even moderation.
Yes. I don't know. I think it's more important just to like make videos like that, and because that's like not telling someone the truth because you want them to, you don't want to upset them. Well, it's not your right to say if they're going to be upset or not. So it's not your right to, you know, expect it to impact someone.
So I guess from my perspective, it's like, it probably won't have the desired effect that we want, but it's still going to have an effect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You just never
fucking
know
do
how.
it. Let go of the result and do it.
Yeah.
I'd like to add, though, I thought that my lights were dope for the thing. I'm looking in that camera and I'm looking in this one. This one catches color in a different way and it's a lot lighter in a sense. Yeah. This one just catches it well because it has a better sensor and processor.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just dog shit because they're older or whatever. And it was so hard to bring these colors back out into the program.
Right.
I can fucking see that color in that screen, and before it would just be all white. And this one is catching it
beautiful.
like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about that
It's a
aperture
good
light.
Something about it.
If you're
Shut
looking
it.
in the aperture lights, get that motherfucker. Because I am extremely happy with this
Get
aperture
that aperture shit, boy.
It's got
Dope.
the color's so like deep and full.
Yeah.
Derp.
Derp.
So what path are you on, man?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
No.
No.
I'm just going.
He's wandering lost in the woods.
Yeah. I was like, I'll be fine. Because it's the kind of thing where it's like, I have people around me that I think are awesome. I trust myself. I've always been uncertain in life, and even when I thought I had it figured out, I didn't.
Right.
And I'm comfortable with that. So it's like, man, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if I'm not, I'll die. But I'll die anyway, so who gives a shit?
Then it's all over.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm a fan of that.
Just enjoy it while I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy. That's why I hope I get it. I've seen some old dudes that, well, I worked for a guy that he's a concert violinist. I may have said this already because he blows me away every time I fucking meet this guy or see him. Give me one moment. This guy, he makes me happy because he's like fucking 80 and he has a wife that's 10 years, 15 years younger than him. She's beautiful as well, but she's in her late 50s, early 60s. This dude is like, he gets around just fine. He can hear. He's sharp for the age.
Listen, when I talk to the dude on the phone, usually you can kind of tell how old someone is based on talking to them on the phone.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought he was, maybe 40s at most.
Yeah.
He said how old he was. I was like, what the fuck?
I've heard people like that on podcasts before.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, yeah, I mean, I'm in my 70s. I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
Like, you were like
shit.
40.
Crazy,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
I pray at least like that I find something that I can lighten the load on the physical labor aspect of it. But I just pray that when I'm like 80 and 90, I don't have to be running marathons or lifting weight or whatever. I just want to have at least my wits about me, and I can get around on my own if I want to go drive somewhere, take pictures somewhere, or do whatever I'm doing at that time.
Yeah.
Not be at the mercy of others.
Yeah. And I want to at least be that. I don't want to have all these health issues and stuff because I don't think everybody at the end of their life, eventually they have like health things. But not everybody gets taken out by health complications.
And it's not like a long, drawn-out process of like 7 hospital visits.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're like that hospice and keep you comfortable while you die. But
Such
everybody in my family, I'll try to like learn those lessons because everybody in my family, generally, except for a very select few that took care of themselves, everybody, like cancer and heart attacks and these long drawn out deaths for hospice, keeps them alive when God just let them go,
So, all right, so take care of yourself. Don't let the world ruin your mental health. And if your life starts falling apart, don't check into hospice.
Yeah.
Hey, but they give you the good drugs.
I'll steal the good drugs and then go on the road.
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah. Fix that one.
Answers, baby.
Man, there was something that when we were talking about like Sam Goody and the jobs you have, there's something I was gonna fucking say, and I was gonna go on a rant, and I couldn't wait to do it.
You know, through all of that, I thought of the brand new line in the song where he's like, "It's where you live, but you don't know how it's built." And I thought about that, where it's like along the lines of people doing what they should do, you know, and just following the thing, and it's like, I think we need to learn how to make everything.
Everything. Yeah. Exactly what. For sure.
Like sheep clones.
Sheep clones.
Sheep clones.
This is my pitch. I want to get in the cloning industry, guys.
Let's do it. Start with the sheep. Have they still not gotten cloning down?
Oh, I think they
I don't know. They probably
Small
have.
things, maybe.
Just not officially.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Avril Lavigne's a clone.
I believe that.
They got rid of the original one.
It's probably why she don't put deodorant on, because like I would say that what is that shit inside of that gives you cancer? I'd say that
aluminum is
cancer
aluminum.
dust.
Yeah.
Right.
Cancer dust.
Aluminum like hurts clones, like it burns holes through clones.
Yeah.
Because of the material they're made out of. It's like it's a fake synthetic material.
Sounds like some X-Files shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Gotta attack them with aluminium.
If you ever meet somebody that doesn't put deodorant on, it's because they're a clone, and they're not even the original clone. They're like the third and fourth generation clone. It just burns a hole right through whatever you put it on. It's still aluminum in it. Aluminum does that.
So I guess this is like a theory that's out there in the world, because I mean you came up with that like real quick. There's no way you're lying and just making stuff up. So this is like a already thought out conspiracy theory.
Adam's on that shit, man. That's science.
He said no. This is just you right now.
Common knowledge, I thought. Couldn't keep it going.
I'm not saying that it's real. I know it's made up.
Yeah, that was like the most weirdly believable shit you've ever just
yeah, I'm not
off.
saying that I think there's clone people walking around. I'm saying you said it's so thought out and clear, like you've been reading about this for months.
I know, I kind of felt stupid for not knowing.
I know. It's like the birds aren't real thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was
You just made that
up.
shit up right then.
Yeah.
It's not even the original clone.
It's third and fourth generation. That was my favorite part of it. That's
there's
ridiculous.
Nothing better than Avril Lavigne's teeth.
I can no longer trust anything you say. It was too good.
This lying ass bitch.
Damn it, man.
It's awesome.
Works out.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Well, if you have something to say about the shit we done said on the podcast.
Fish shit.
About the fish shit.
Well, I just don't understand. Look, I'm just saying this. I'm not talking shit about anybody who watches the podcast. But look, there's a button right at the bottom right hand of the screen that's either a thumbs up, thumbs down. Do one of them. There's 20 of you, and there's not enough thumbs at the end of the video.
We don't even see the down, though, do we?
No, we can't see those anymore.
Yeah.
They did that because we're soft as Doctor's cotton.
Really? They don't have to down on Doctor's cotton?
No, it's
What
just
is
a
this?
dislike.
What does that? Where do you get these
You're
things?
soft as fuck.
What'd you say?
He's an old man.
The giving all the gold to the world. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's giving them good
Just
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And mine just means they're soft as
It's a
fuck.
little nugget of gold,
Get
you
out of
know?
here.
So
Just talk normal.
It's that easy. So just push one of them. I don't even give a shit if you actually put thought in. You just push one of them. They're down there. If there's not 20 thumbs up before I'm blowing my fucking computer up. I'm telling you. I'm going to do this.
He's just looking for a reason to buy a new computer.
If you want to see Adam blow's computer up, don't do anything.
Don't do nothing. Also, if you have anything to say, or if we touched a nerve or whatever, just fucking put it in the
Suck a
comments.
dick.
We'd like to know what you have to say. And I'm talking to the 20 motherfuckers that listen to this shit, and then whoever else stumbles upon it by accident and then gets trapped into watching it. Like, just put something in the comments. Just put it in there.
We found it, tie him down, make him watch.
Yeah, the 20 of you cannot be that lazy. I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me.
Danner and Sex Woods
They-
leave stuff in the comments.
Yeah, they burn it up.
I don't even always hit the thumbs up.
I do.
I'm a piece of shit.
I come to our YouTube just to hit thumbs up. And then not listen to the episode.
Occasionally I hit thumbs down.
I know,
Just see what happens.
It's awesome.
That's but yeah, thank you for making it through. If you have episode 133 with us at the Wildly Uninteresting podcast, we greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate the people listening to audio and the people who leave shit in the comments. Danner and Sex Woods, thank you so much for being attentive and interactive. It's much appreciated.
I finally watched one of the reply videos that Sex Woods left.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's good. Made
pretty
me
good.
happy.
I need to.
I haven't watched the rest because fuck them, but I watched one.
I
Yeah,
always read his
that's all that
comments, but I don't ever go beyond that. It usually takes me a couple weeks to get to it too. Sorry.
Well, we appreciate it. We will see you next week for another episode. So gear up, shut up, come up with stuff. Learn some shit and put it in the comments. Wildly uninteresting podcast.